ask you to build this freedom in our country. You can help us only by telling this story to your friends, only by sharing this video. Please share it. Speak to your friends, speak to your family, speak to your government, and show that you support us.
Зараз я би хотів би представити Юлю Марушевську, вона аспірантка університету Шевченка. Юлю, будь ласка, на сцену. У мене зразу до тебе таке запитання. Мені друзі всього світу писали про це відео, особливо друзі-поляки, які сказали, що це відео, воно у нас просто пішло по всім мережам, при тому, що воно пішло в них трошки десь запізнення, декілька тижнів після того, як воно з'явилося. І всі хочуть дуже з тобою познайомитися. Я не знаю, чи я тебе можу давати твої контакти. Нам до пів Польщі, всі хочуть з тобою познайомитися, думаю, не тільки там, а по всьому світу. Так що, будь ласка, ну це так, моє перше питання.
I will be happy to tell you.
Доброго дня.
Good afternoon. First of all, I'd like to thank you, to thank those people who shared this video because its popularity. It's because of you. You did it. And it's your achievement. It's a consequence of those tragic events which took place in Ukraine, and of all those innocent people, victims, and that shocked the international community. And also there is it's because of lack of information about the Ukraine. I understand if there were information, if there were more documentaries about Ukraine, about Maidan in different languages, and there were hundreds of such videos, this video would never be popular. I would like that, and I would be happy about us now. Ukraine is a terra incognita, and though it's an entertainment hour here, I call and ask you to fill that gap, information gap, not only on the level of volunteers like I did and some of my friends, but give correct messages, develop good videos, because this work is far away from perfection. It was recorded from several efforts, and it was very bold, and also because this video was sent to a professional editor, and it was well made, only because of that it was sufficient. But I understand that there's a gap of information products like this. Thank you very much that you are here, and together with media, Ukrainian Crisis Media Center, we developed this. I don't know what to tell you. If you're interested in anything, ask questions. I will be happy to answer.
Я думаю, що ми просто представимо всі кліпи, якщо запитань зараз немає, і можливо у вас з'явиться питання по ходу після презентації трьох кліпів, які в нас є, і ми потім зможемо поговорити. Зараз я хочу представити проект громадського сектору Майдану, який називається Thank You to your World. Це прем'єра сьогодні, тобто це один з тих кліпів, який нещодавно був створений. Ми його подивимося, і потім я представлю команду, яка його створила.
Fighting. beginner, the initiator, to present her team. I won't take this honor and responsibility to claim myself being the sole initiator. Actually, there are three of us girls who sat one morning thinking of lots of videos from all parts of the world, many photos, many people supporting us, making improvised mini Maidans in their countries, putting on Ukrainian embroidered signs to show their support in the times of most problem, pain and challenge for the country, and we felt that it was really imbuing us with the force with which we were able afterwards to go on with our revolution on Maidan. And it was really a sheer decision to thank these people, and we used this song "Thank You" by Okean Elzy. And then we thought that probably it will really make this nice thank you message, so we translated it into English, and we tried to gather people from nearly all of the cities in Ukraine to sing this song together with us, to make this collective thank you statement to people, not just to governments, but to ordinary rank and file people, supporters of us. So thank you again, thank you dear world again, and I'd like to invite Daryu Stimenko. She will tell you more about how this videotape was created. Good afternoon. This video really became a challenge for us because we wanted to translate it to thank the whole world, and what we felt at the time. We wanted to share that feeling because it was not just our feeling, it was felt by many others. So when we start discussing this idea with our friends in the regions, we received so many feedbacks that we decided to make this video from all of the regions of Ukraine. And we were motivated, first of all, by the support that we felt and received, and we still feel and receive it. Really like it's people calling us, SMSing us, praying for us, to show their really open-hearted support of the people of Ukraine, of this land, with wishes of better future for the country. And this is how we multiply the good versus evil. And this is our chance to really pay the tribute to the world and its support. We started shooting the video about a week ago here in Kyiv, and during the first shooting session on Maidan, we had more than 150 people gathering around us on Maidan. They were really glad to carry these banners and slogans with multi-language thanks to the world. When we were shooting, people would not disperse. They wanted to continue with singing that song of joint thankfulness. We were really imbued with that thankfulness which flew in the air. And I think my colleague, Tatiana Degtyarenko, will speak more about the role of our team. First of all, I'd like to thank our shooting team, which is Babylon 13, for them hearing us, for supporting our initiative, and Konstantin Kratskin, the head of this team, assisted us with finding camera operators in different regions of Ukraine, and so our first thanks go to him. Next, we'd like to thank their involvement, not just for them taking to Maidans, but to make these shots at their homes, singing us in their letters of support. Really, we live in the times, in the hard times, when everyone feels this burden, when whether we are here or in the Crimea or elsewhere, and it is really of paramount importance for us to feel this support. And I'd like to present you to our exceptional cameraman, Konstantin Gratskin. Thank you. I'm Konstantin Gratskin. I'm one of the directors of this project from Babylon 13, and we had this address to make this thank you video about 4 days ago, and I understood that actually I have been shooting these events since 28th of November, but throughout the time of working on Maidan, I understood that I still owe many words of support to Polish, to Dutch, Lithuanian guys who really supported the country every day, and I thought that it would make a nice, brilliant chance to show my personal gratitude and to support the willingness of others to express their gratitude to the outside world, and this turned out to grow into an all-Ukrainian thank you campaign, if you want. So this is just an expression of what we feel. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'd like to pay attention to Babylon 13 Creative Association. Really, when Maidan just started, I was addressed by some of my friends who said that there are people willing to document everything unfolding there. And it went to a crowdfunding campaign to support these efforts. I actually supported the initiative gladly, and I involved many other friends of mine to also contribute to it. So first 25,000 hryvnias were collected really quick, and then the campaign, the crowdsourcing campaign, had to continue because no one expected the events to be so long. But anyway, this pays off, because we are going to have memories of the events for coming generations. And now I'd like to present you to the project Stop Putin Now, prepared jointly by students from Kyiv State University Shevchenko and Kyiv Mahila Academy.
We are the students of the leading Ukrainian universities. We live in the second largest European country, situated in the geographical center of Europe.
Ukrainian nation spent last month
fighting against criminal, the authoritarian regime of Yanukovych, and we won
at the expense of many lives.
A few days ago, Russia committed an unprecedented and motivated act of aggression against our country by bringing its troops to Crimea.
Putin says he protects Russian citizens and Russian-speaking population of our country, but that's not true.
No one was neither killed nor injured or imprisoned in Crimea for his ethnicity or language.
Among us are Ukrainians and Russians, Jews and Crimean Tatars from different parts of our state.
We speak Ukrainian and Russian.
We profess and practice different religions.
The matters of language, religion and origin have never separated us.
The only thing that tries to set us apart is the right
us against the will of Ukrainians.
For the first time since the beginning of World War II, an open and cynic aggression is taking place in Europe.
The Nazi Germany then seized a part of Czechoslovakia, a sovereign state, for the reason of so-called protection of Germans in the Sudetenland.
The reluctance of Europe and USA to get involved in the conflict with Germany at the time of economic issues gave Hitler a free hand.
A year after the events in Czechoslovakia, he started the Second World War.
The repetition of such events in Ukraine of 2014 cannot be permitted.
Each of us has his personal views and own perspective on the way how we can contribute to the construction of new Ukraine.
But we are unanimous when it comes to one thing.
Nobody can be engaged in arguing at the state level in Europe of the 21st century.
Things that happen in Ukraine now are not only our concern.
The fate of Ukraine in this situation determines the future of the whole Europe and consequently will affect the whole world.
We ask you to help us spread the true information about the Russian attack on Ukraine.
We also ask you to address your local representatives at the elected bodies and governments and make them exert pressure
on Russian Federation for it to withdraw the troops from Ukraine and stop the armed aggression.
We ask about diplomatic and economic isolation of Russia,
arrest of bank accounts and abolition of visas for Russian officials
who started a war at the very heart of Europe.
We call for your urgent saying stop to Russian aggression
against peaceful Ukraine.
Stop Putin now.
That was super. I'd like to present to Christina Latka, the director of this video address. She's a graduate from the Kimahela Academy. She majored in journalism, now a freelance journalist. You can see the future of Ukrainian journalism in her face. The gifted and young one. Welcome. Thank you for this presentation. I'm really the director of this video, and I'd like to tell you that the idea belongs to Ivan Primachenko. Unfortunately, he was not able to attend today, but I will gladly present the rest of our team. A couple of words of how it all started. It went in the end of the last week when Ivan called me with this idea to make a video shooting of Ukrainian students addressing the international community, which should also make a historic statement, information statement with certain understand the situation that Ukraine is facing now. These are facts that are proper, that are really understandable for those living here, but may not be entirely understandable for those living. To the eyes of the international community, and we started shooting the video on Tuesday, and several days into shooting, we were actually able to finalize our materials on Friday, and we started distributing it through social media, social internet networks, and we were really surprised to see the early results, people really eagerly sharing and liking that. And it was not just Ukrainians, it was also foreigners who liked it. Exactly, that was the pitch of the movie. And we now have more than 25,000 watches registered, and we have many thanks flowing in from all corners of the world to me, to Ivan, to thank for our work. And we do understand that the media is not really able to choke the aggression or avert war possibility, but I think this is just a contribution into the spreading of right and truthful information worldwide about what is happening in the Crimea now, to disorientation of the public worldwide. And this is what I wanted to tell you. I would probably only like to invite here one of the participants to our project to share her personal experiences. Thank you. Good afternoon, I am Anna. I'm one of the actors or protagonists in this video, and actually the idea was just a spontaneous one. One evening we got the information about such videos if to be shot, and in no time we gathered about 20 people willing to play actors. We made our texts, we corrected them, and already next day, about noontime, we started our first shooting. And I think that such attempts and such actions are really, whether small, are really contributing to the better and greater strength our dignity, because we were not in the first ranks of those who fought for the freedom. But anyway, we are able to help with information support, about information war unleashed against Ukraine. And this is what we can do with our own efforts to help our own country, because no one wants this war to happen in reality. And we don't understand that there are some third forces behind that. We don't understand that rank-and-file Ukrainians and Russians do not want this war. And we think that peaceful solution should be the only rational one. Thank you, Anna. And I'd like to invite one representative of each of the three initiatives. I have a couple of questions standing. If anyone from the audience is also willing to put questions, please raise your hand. So I'd like to invite Julia, Christina, and Natalia. And the first question will go to Julia. Really, you made a hit with your one. You're really a YouTube celebrity now. And that's no small feat for the Ukrainian segment of YouTube, that's no small result. Looming for you next. I know that you're a postgraduate future. At the moment, I've got a couple of invitations from universities worldwide to continue with my academic and educational centers, not for furthering my academic achievements, but to share our experience here in Ukraine, to explain students worldwide or cultural centers worldwide interested in fostering dialogue with Ukraine about the events in Ukraine. It is not just the diaspora. There are also students who master in international policy and want to have a better vision of holding there. And I think that my key task is to plant these seeds of interest in Ukraine in them, to show our strongest points in them, to show what Ukraine can and is able to bring to this world. So if I am a kind of celebrity, then it is also about responsibility on my part to use this possibility, to use this chance to tell more about my country worldwide in the most constructive way. My plans for the future, I think that maybe I would go further into spreading information business without just limiting to tragic events, but telling more about our nature, about the beautiful parts of Ukraine. Thank you.
Тепер у мене питання до Наталі Чігіної. Ви мені сказали, що ви є юристом міжнародним. І взагалі до Путіна.
Let's start in the network, social network, boycott of Sochi. It's just pictures, and we started to spread them through Facebook. It was the first and second day of Russia's. Nobody knew what would happen, and we told that Russia is ready to set up at any moment. People wrote to me, "You're crazy, Russia will never do that." And now, when I look at that, it happened. Seemed impossible. Now, this initiative to stop Putin, how do you want to spread it? Because it should go to the... The main step, we made the first step, the main step, and we can spread. There is no limit. Nobody prohibits us to make a different appeal. We have everything necessary: enthusiasm and a camera and skills how to edit. That's enough. People who want to help us in that way, they will always find the way. There's a recommendation, right? Send it to Twitter. You will have several millions, and you can choose some other stars, some famous people, or those who received the Oscar. By the way, George Clooney
Ukraine.
Він підтримував Україну,
And he
і
supported Ukraine.
це Вера Фарміга, наприклад, українського походження
Farmiga, also
актриса в
from
Штатах,
Ukraine,
вона має
actress
величезну
from
мережу.
the
Також,
US,
звичайно,
she has
зверніться там до
broad
Річарда
network.
Бренсона, тому
Richard
подібних
Branson,
селебритів в світі. Тому що
and speak to
дуже важливо,
celebrities in the
один
world,
який
because
твіт насправді
it's
може
one of the
кардинально змінити
tweets
огляд і
can
аудиторію,
change
яку ви
views
зможете
of the audience. You can
дякую за
cover
це. Наталя, вибачте, що
Thank
мене
you very
вийшов
much for
конфуз.
that.
З безпосередньо Thank you the world. Ну, звичайно, ми хочемо дуже дякувати світу за допомогу. У нас просто ще наша проблема не вирішена. Ми дякуємо за ту підтримку, яка вже є. Але тим не менше, тобто, ну, я з вами згоден з вашою стратегією, що подякувати за кожну маленьку крок, це треба підтримувати. Але, в принципі, тобто, які у вас є ще ідеї, можливо, стосовно далі писати, тому що сьогодні дебют відбувся, так? Я допоможу вам ваше відео розігнати, наскільки це важливо, але, в принципі, що ви ще думали, тобто, як громадський сектор Майдану в цьому контексті, дуже дякувати, тому що десь кожен раз будемо дякувати, продовжувати дякувати, будемо більше підтримувати.
Two things. The more we thank, the more the support we get. I don't know about thanking, but ideas, such ideas happen spontaneously, and we don't have concrete plans to make some other videos, but we'll fight, we'll thank, we'll do everything possible, and we'll do for these events to be only peaceful and to give us only very good results, and we'll find with the help of information.
YouTube на сотня, мені здається,
we have YouTube 100, and yes, we don't have, no, we have it already.
Друзі, чи у нас є запитання з аудиторії?
More questions? Maybe somebody else would like to ask.
Якщо ні, то я хочу вам сказати, що саме цього відео Thank you dear world у нас є в хорошому форматі. Тут є диски, хто без телевізійних каналів, взяти собі, то їх можна взяти тут. А наразі я хочу подякувати дівчатам за таку ініціативу і привітати їх.
Thank you for such an initiative.